What's up, big fellas? Welcome back to the Big Fellas, where we got a special guest here, big fella Nathan.
How y'all doing?
Woo!
Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad you could be here. Today we will be talking about a good topic. Stay tuned. Anyways, our normal introductions. I'm Abraham.
I'm Alia.
And I'm Caleb.
And I'm your special guest, Nathan. How y'all doing again? Bro, this is gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, I know we're missing our main big fella here, Marvin, but that's okay. He'll be back next time. All right, see ya. Today, for this spoopy Spooptober, we're gonna be talking about a very spoopy anime, Perfect Blue.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right, we recently watched this. Well, I rewatched it, but
Was this your second time seeing it? Or?
it was my third time.
Okay.
Yeah. But Caleb and Alia were their first time seeing it.
Yes.
Yeah. Abraham was like, this is not going to traumatize you. It traumatized us immensely. Literally, like, as the credits were rolling, me and Alia were just kind of sitting there, like,
With your
Fri-
mouth open, staring into the darkness of the screen.
kind of just,
not
like,
knowing what you
looking
just saw.
down and at the screen, like, what is life?
That movie was funny.
It was funny at
It was
parts.
hilarious. I say hilarious in the most awkward sense.
Like, laughing at Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
Yikes.
it's demented. Keeping in mind that I haven't seen this movie, while looking at many thumbnail cuts, it does seem to be pretty disturbing. I mean, there's a little girl she's wiping her hand with blood on it, and she's smiling, which is a great reaction having blood on your face. But I can't really tell what's going on here.
Oh, you can barely tell what's going on when you watch it.
That is true. Yeah. Abraham, do you want to, like, give, like, a little bit background for
Tell me about it.
Nathan and everyone else?
Is it spoiler or spoiler free?
This movie. All right, I'll give a spoiler-free synopsis. It's about this girl who's the third person of this idol group known as Chum, and she is starting to lead her own career into acting and wants to change her image, her public image. And so that is met with a little bit of backlash, and so the movie is about her dealing with the psychological backlash of trying to change her image and in the entertainment industry.
So is it like a coming-of-age movie if life was the film industry or the music industry? Is that what she's trying to be, an actress, you said?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's transitioning from the music to film industry.
Oh, okay. That's not a big change. And she's being met with all this resistance?
It's
Or?
also
You'd be surprised.
I don't like that smile you just gave me. No.
You'd be surprised.
Uh-huh.
But you also have to keep in mind it also plays in on the themes of the state of the Japanese industry, especially in the idol culture and
Okay, so I've
entertainment.
definitely heard some sort of negativity in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that does make sense when I apply. This was made in '97, so this has been a lasting problem. Like,
I mean, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That was one of the conversations we had once the movie ended. We know a transition like that from being a pop idol to just doing something else isn't that big of a deal in at least American culture. Like, we see grown-up Disney kids be fucked up all the time.
Oh, the Disney effect.
Oh,
We're not
boy.
gonna-
And then even in go, you're finished? Sorry.
But, no, actually you can keep going. I'm pretty sure you're just going to continue the point that I was going to make.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you kind of have a basis of what we're talking about with like how Disney kids grow up, but in Japan it's even worse because there's such a strong emphasis on no matter what age the idol is, they have to remain pure to be popular, especially within otaku culture. And so that's kind of where the movie lands in like speaking about or criticizing otaku culture for that, but also it delves in some feminist themes about the way women are viewed and like the way they have to fit into certain roles of society.
The male gaze, that's what Caleb brought up when we watched it.
The male what now?
The male gaze.
Yeah, so essentially the male gaze is a film theory.
Ooh,
I
I'm
borderline
into
calling it a
this.
theory because to me, I think it's kind of fat. Oh, basically, like men in general, when they look at basically they almost like idolize women, and it's almost like stripping, like it's like making women vulnerable and how they're presented in theater, and how the male gaze is like the audience member, like males and audience members are kind of like living their fantasies through the male characters in the show itself.
Okay.
And so this is kind of personified even more in the movie because it's about a pop idol and it's all about her fans and things, especially deranged ones,
Yeah.
looking after her and
Oh,
being
God.
obsessive over her traits and stuff like that.
So like on a creepy level.
Yeah, so there's a lot of visual imagery.
You'll see that from the very first scene.
Oh my gosh, the thing where he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
There's-
All right. We'll get into spoiler territory now. So
Okay,
if you
alert,
haven't,
you've been warned. You've been warned if you haven't seen this.
you've been warned.
leave, but also like the video and then just come back. But yeah,
Well, please.
What you're saying.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that opening scene?
yeah.
And
So
how that,
I remember I was actually like, it took me a minute to figure out what's going on. Probably because like when you like read, because like I'm reading subtitles too, so especially like I'm getting into a tangent. Let me not. But essentially, yeah. So the opening scene is like Cham's like one of their last performances or whatever, and then we have our main
Well,
character
as
as a trio.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because our main character is about to leave, and so we have one of the security guards who's this very interesting dude, kind of fish face, maybe like Orochimaru on acid.
no.
That's how I like to describe him as. And like he does this thing to where like he's like in front of the stage, like holding off the crowd or whatever, but he's like looking up at her, like kind of bent down, and he has like his eyes, like his hand over his eyes, like holding her up to like this weird like higher than thou, like he basically, what is the word, like not praises but like
Idolizes?
It
idolizes.
almost like
Yeah.
looks.
Like she's an idol.
Yeah.
It looks like almost like he's holding a trophy in his
Yeah.
hands, and the main girl Mima, she's standing there with the lights behind her, and it's just like a glorified image of her, like within the palm of his hand. And so that scene itself just like wraps up the whole movie.
Yeah.
So like the extreme glorification of this one socialite.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like though. This is kind of a minor thing, but I love the attention to detail of how the director, what's his name again?
Satoshi Kon.
Yes, him. and how he portrays different fan types, because you do have the more casual, and they kind of play like an expositional role, and then you have the brats who are at the beginning too, who are
Yeah.
just kind of there. Honestly, I don't even know if they like her or not. They're just kind
you're
of
saying
there
that
to just cause
There's
havoc.
a spectrum of fans.
Yeah, that's why I like that attention to detail, and so it's not just like they're not all crazy, but I will say like the pressure is still there because it's just so much, Like there's a shot when I think she's like shooting. Was it the rape scene that she was shooting? And it was like a shot of like all the eyes. Like
Yeah.
is watching her and stuff. That
What
was
the-
really
what the
like,
fuck?
yeah. Like I said,
Okay,
Let's
so
go over this.
we just
As-
jumped
as an
through the
actress.
whole movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine. But
Yeah, she tries to change her image, so she takes on these more and more risque roles
Yeah.
as an actress.
Uh-huh.
And so one of the roles she takes on is this movie, which involves her getting raped at a club.
okay. That I don't know if that makes it better or either way.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like, that lack of innocence. Honestly, that whole sequence leading up to it, the scene itself, and then what happened after with the
Oh, yeah.
goldfish, to me was probably maybe some of my best parts of the film that I
Okay.
think. Hard to watch, but also like really powerful at the same time.
Yeah.
Because they don't freaking hold back on this ish. Like
I
was
don't like
surprised.
it. I mean, I'm glad they're not pulling back punches because I feel like this drives the message like much deeper into the watcher.
Yeah. Once again, this filmmaker, because this person is also, like when we were talking about some of his other works that you were telling me,
Yeah.
and like the stuff they did later, like was it the film? I don't know if it was right after, but after it was about like the trans couple or people who like adopted this baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tokyo Godfathers. I know that's probably like a terrible explanation, but
Right.
But yeah.
So yeah, that was like really interesting, and then like some of this person's other work, like he's there to show many different angles and perspectives on different
Satoshi
stuff.
Kon, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Paprika.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
Yes,
Oh.
and Paprika, that's right. But I will say my favorite element of this whole movie was probably its editing style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though it frustrated the crap out of us. But, like when looking back, and I appreciate it,
That's like a staple of all of his works.
Yeah.
Is he consistent in his editing style, or?
It's like Caleb, or do you want to explain it? No. Caleb, you can try and
So,
explain
like, do you mean like when we were freaking out, or like, say, like the Inception thing? Because I feel, well, that was more of like a plot thing than like an editing thing, right?
it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
what
is it
y'all are
broken
referring
up?
to
Is it
in
not-
Okay,
terms
is
of
it, like,
editing
non-
style.
I'll just talk about editing as in, like, you remember when it was like the same sequence kind of thing, and how it was shot like over and over again, and then the jump cuts?
Yeah, you can talk
Those are
about
the main
the
two
way
things.
the way he shoots, the way he edits cuts together.
Yeah, so one of the main styles that he does a lot of jump and smash cuts to us, but they feel, because a jump cut and a smash cut are meant to like disorientate the viewer, and it's supposed to like take you from one location to another.
That's yeah.
And so, but this guy does it to where like he sets up like his jump cut to where like it may be in a completely different location, but like whatever like the main subject that was going on, it like kind of carries over.
Yeah, like he makes transitions between scenes around a single part of that scene that also appears in another scene.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
it's weird because he'll do that with dialogue, with objects, with people, with situations, and so that all kind of disorients you and like, okay, that was like, it almost makes you feel like it's the same scene, but it's clearly different.
Yeah, and he does it to where like he'll go from like one scene to the other, and it's almost like I feel like it makes like a whole nother layer, because sometimes that following scene like is like, what the frick is going on? Because like especially like when they got to the part like, because they're shooting the show with Mima, and it's like this detective based show, and they got to the point to where like they jumped to a scene about the detective, and she was talking, she was almost
yes,
describing
my
like
favorite scene.
yeah, she was like almost like describing the plot that
Of
we
the
were
movie,
yeah
of
that
the
we were
movie.
so we were like,
Oh,
this
was that
is
a fourth wall break?
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
they're
To an
just,
extent.
she's working with, so as she becomes an actress, she's working in this this film that's called Double Bind, that's about a girl who gets raped at a club, and then from then on she's like broken, and then has like multiple personality
Yeah.
disorder, and then
Shit.
so she murders people based on her second personality, but she doesn't remember that because it's a separate personality
Yeah.
from her. And so at one point in the movie, you think that's actually going on,
because there are people dying in real life surrounding her.
and it's this Mima figure that is murdering them. But
So-
like nobody else knows that.
Yeah. So you want to talk about like why you guys think this is like pretty unsettling, and why we're counting it as a horror anime? Because we've been talking about like like the nuanced thematics, but like why it's creepy though, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Because it's so personal. It's not something that's like fantastical. It could be something that a lot of people struggle with every day.
Right.
Trying to keep their grip on reality, or trying to stay in
Yes.
control of their own life, or maintaining their identity, not what somebody else wants them to be, but what they want to be. And having to deal with that conflict between yourself and society.
Right.
So it's just it's just personal.
Yeah.
It's a more so. I feel like it's a more so realistic fear that most people like
Yeah.
have, as opposed to, I don't know, demons and jump scares, which you're always going to expect
Exactly.
in a conventional horror movie. So that sounds like it's pretty ahead of its time, because when I think of old horror movies, I think of cheesy jump scares and ghosts and shit. But this is like more so a psychological nuance that a lot of people share.
Yeah, and I feel like the only jump scare I could possibly say in the movie was like when she was looking down that long hall, and then
Yeah.
Eumania came out and like grabbed her shoulder.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Nope, I'm out.
But yeah, I feel like playing off of Alia's point is that it's very personal, which makes it scary. I don't know how true this is or not, but based on what I've heard, is I've heard that a lot of women find it a lot scarier.
Okay.
I mean, for obvious reasons that
Yeah.
we've
I
like
found that
explained.
shit hilarious.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What does that say about the movie, and what does it say about you, Ollie? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the movie. I thought it was very creepy and unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't find many things scary.
Mm-hmm.
It was mainly the surrealness of it that just reminded me of so many shitposts. It just made me laugh at points. But that's me being in 2019. That's not me being in 1997 whenever it was made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
I think what was scary for me and what I also really liked is the director's use of the internet in the film, because this film, one thing, like the realism of this film, right? They utilize a lot of stuff, not only in its animation, but also just like what's going on in the world. They use like real life brands in this movie, and he really uses the birth or growing like popularity of the internet as a good like scare device and psychological device.
Which it definitely is something to be afraid of.
For
At
sure.
the time, I don't think it would be, but
Now,
he saw that coming from a mile away.
yeah, because she has once she leaves the idol group, she has somebody deliver her a note, and it's a URL to this site, which is basically someone impersonating her and keeping like very detailed notes of everything she does every day.
Nope.
It starts out as
Big
funny and like playful, but then it talks about things that she's actually done that day. A brand of milk that she picked up.
Yeah.
A type of vegetable that she took home. It's just
Or like
weird.
what foot she's gonna step out of a train or something.
Yeah, and so she hesitates when
Yeah.
she's like on the train. She's like, how would somebody know such minute details about me?
I forgot. Did she switch her foot or something
Yeah,
like
she
that?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hot take back.
This little bit of control.
Dude, yes.
Privacy. Whoa.
Her FBI agent was going wild.
But it was that, and I was surprised how unnerving it was, even though I knew who was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it shows that like it's the tactic itself that's creepy, not even just the fact that we know who's perpetrating it.
I mean, yeah,
And
your
this-
entire area of privacy has been cut off. Like you're like exposed, quote unquote. Like it's everything against your survival mechanisms. You're feeling like you're being watched 24/7.
And that's the thing that's how idol culture is.
Yeah.
Especially in Japan, because you have to keep up this certain image to have the public popularity.
And it's unrealistic. I mean, they set very high expectations for these people in the spotlight, which is understandable because your children are looking up to these people, so you want them to be decent humans. But
And full-grown adult males.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, children are not the main consumers of this type of media.
But I mean, I understand why they have such they want whoever's in the spotlight to be quote unquote good people. But it's a very unrealistic standard when that ends up controlling your life because you're under consistent fire from the media.
Good doesn't equate to perfect. You have to make allowances for mistakes and learning from those mistakes. That's
Which
the
is
most
an
important
part of life.
Another thing I really liked about this film was the power of isolationism, and how it really helped deal with I guess her lack of or losing like reality. Like this is going to the sequence where like it was basically her like reliving her day over and over. Or not over. It was still separate days.
Yeah.
But it's like for us it was like, why are we watching the same thing over and over again until we picked up on it. And it just shows how her day is just like routine, but she also like it's like she's not really there, And so it's like that kind of loss, disconnect from reality because she's so fatigued by like this pressure.
So just going through the motions, like your mind's on autopilot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then like, and it's also because she's basically, I would say like, I guess kind of being haunted by like her like idyllic image that's been showing up periodically throughout the movie.
Yeah.
She has like this like reflection of herself, like this like her pop model version of herself that we see at the beginning of the movie. She like appears like in windows and eventually just in reality and like say like, you can't be like me, or of course you're going to do this. Like, like everyone wants me, not you. And like it just kind of torments her.
So it's that like that voice in your head that's like,
And then
bigger than a
eventually
physical manifestation.
it manifests itself in
We're not gonna point that out.
Okay, we're not. All right,
Wait,
cool.
where was that going?
Point
Wait.
out Manifestate.
Manifestate,
We're
yeah,
not
my
gonna
bad.
point that out. What is it? Wait, was that a spoiler that you just cut off?
Yeah, I mean, just watch the movie.
Okay. No, exactly. I really want to at this point.
Yeah, it's a good twist ending.
Indeed.
So, I mean, it's been foreshadowed throughout the whole movie, but it's a good twist.
Is it
Yeah.
a happy ending? Because if you know me, I don't like happy.
What do you think?
I don't, listen. I need okay. If it's not, then that's
I mean,
even better.
it's
more incentive to watch.
It's a happy ending in the sense that by the end she regains her footing of who she is as a person,
Yeah.
and that's the whole point of the movie.
But it's like at what cost? Or what she went through.
At
to
what
get
cost?
this?
About 6 lives.
And we'll end there. No, I gotta
to me,
see it.
it's an unnerving ending because I still don't know if she's regained that part of herself.
Well,
the
I mean,
the ending few scenes are just so convoluted.
well, I felt like it was consistent because the whole movie she had been talking to this idol Mima
Yeah.
through reflections of herself. But at the end of the movie, she finally takes off the shades and looks at herself
You're
in
really
the
gonna
mirror.
say the exact ending.
Yes.
Chill out.
Yes.
We're gonna.
She looks
No.
at herself in the mirror and says, "Of course, I'm me." And so that itself kind of like wraps up
Yeah,
her
but
character.
nobody says that shit, and
I
two, the
see.
conversations around her that happened beforehand are the same type of framed conversations that we've heard used throughout in the movie to bend your perspective of reality within the movie.
Makes you
So,
question.
so it makes me question whether she meant that or not.
I agree with both of you. Like, I want to believe Abraham, but I also can see how it can be up to interpretation. You
Alright,
just have to
that's
watch
it.
the movie.
Yeah, no, it's definitely on the list now. Like it's up there.
I want to talk about
Yeah.
the animation and also color theory. Okay.
No, let's go. No,
Yeah,
continue.
All right. For one, the animation, especially for '97, is
Spot on.
beautiful. I especially want to point out the way they draw characters in this movie isn't like an anime.
It's not. I've noticed that. It's very different.
It's very realistic and grounded.
More so.
That's utilized within the realism for the movie to just
Yeah.
bend your perspective of reality around it. Because there's one specific scene that makes me laugh to this day. Of just they're in some store and they're picking up like some manga. And the person on the cover looks like your stereotypical anime character, but we're in an anime, and none of them look like that. It's
It's
just
like
hilarious.
this big bug-eyed anime looking
Yeah.
girl.
It's
That's
like a
what I'm saying,
freaking
like-
alien.
These don't look very like this. I'm assuming this is the main character. Her eyes are not as big as a conventional like anime character.
Yeah.
And this is a bit more rounded and like it's more so realistic than like another anime. I would say.
Oh,
Yeah.
you want to know
They're,
a
like,
fun
proportional.
fact?
Spit.
So, you know, like the scene where she's in the bathtub?
Yeah.
She, like, put her head underwater? So, like, the person, I think the director of Black Swan maybe bought the rights to the movie so they could do that in their movie.
Really?
Yeah, so that same scene is in Black Swan.
Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen Black Swan. That's the movie you're talking about, right?
Mhm.
Natalie Portman.
With Natalie Portman, yeah.
Oh.
Ones like that. There's another movie called I forget it. I forget the name of the movie, but it was about a drummer. It's just
Whiplash?
Whiplash.
Yeah,
Whiplash.
Whiplash.
All of these,
Whiplash is so
all of
great.
these movies about the downfall of artists or their
That
mentality
is
is
so
just
admirable.
fantastic.
All right, we're gonna get back
Yeah.
to that.
Whoa.
But yeah, so the animation, they make every movement, every facial expression is all so realistic that once the story and the direction starts hitting the surrealism, you get really thrown off because you're expecting something that's real, and you're put into this world that's real with real brands, with real images of real cities, and so that it just like all builds on itself for the good of the film. Also,
Like, she owns a Mac, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
like they pass I know they pass like a Foot Locker store or something. yeah, just other brands and stuff are like hidden in the background as well. I don't know if they bought the rights.
That's what I'm about to ask. Like,
but like
they spent a lot of money on that shit.
Yeah. Also, so color theory appears a lot in this movie. So of course the movie is called Perfect Blue. So let's talk about the difference between blue and red.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, even the movie poster has.
Yeah,
this blue
that was so
overtone.
awkward. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's fine.
It hurt a little, but I wanted to like. I know that I saw the movie poster has this blue overtone to it to give this, this dark, sad, very somber tone. I assume it's to give that sort of feeling to it.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, I don't remember seeing blue anywhere else in the movie.
Really?
Well, no. The thing is, blue was all over the movie.
I literally said I don't remember.
Yeah.
Chill.
No, I'm saying it's kind of a thing because they make that contrast between blue and red. So every time, okay, so I guess to explain blue, I would have to explain what red means. So red was always her confronting her idol image. So whenever you saw red fill up the screen, like within different objects or different tones, you knew her second personality was about to appear on screen.
Okay.
And so blue was obviously a contrasting color, especially a dark blue. So this could be interpreted as her loneliness, or just her introspection. But a lot of times you can see blue being used as a base for what this bright red would contrast and look. The red would usually be in the foreground, and like the blue would be more in the background than the red.
I'm looking over some pictures from the movie.
Me too.
To just see this contrast of blue and red that you're talking about. The only instances of blue that I'm finding from the pictures, because I can't really remember it, is when she's like juxtaposed with her second personality. She's usually wearing blue, and her second personality is usually wearing like pink or red. Or when she's being attacked, like the scene is painted in a sort of blue light.
Yeah.
But yeah. Otherwise, the outfit transformation of her double personality was interesting to me because it went from pink to red, and pink being like a more demure color. Even the outfit style was like a little like girlish instead of womanish, I guess I should say. So it's I guess it just seems like the evolution of the power or the intensity of her downward spiral.
I agree with all the above. Yeah, truth be told, like, I will say, like, what stood out to me was the red, but I was also just really, really consumed by the editing and shot style more so than, like, the color. I just thought it was really pretty.
I mean, there's a lot of attention to detail in this movie, so it's hard for you to take it all in one view.
Exactly.
But I feel like color is such a subtle way to, I don't know, to make the watcher feel some type of way or to signify something.
Yeah.
Initially, I don't think like it would be hard to notice it, but after, when you're doing your research on what the hell I just saw, you're just you're like, oh, the director had this intention and that intention, or with like these colors, and I feel like it just adds more depth to the plot.
Yeah. I think color just it helps you reaffirm the feelings that you have about certain things.
And some reason you don't even know why you feel some type of way.
Exactly.
And it's like they're the mind games.
Yeah.
There's another layer to it.
What do you guys think was the most disturbing kill?
Most disturbing kill? I mean, granted, like a lot of the kills are like off screen.
Yeah.
So do you mean like disturbing corpse, or like
It's corpse or kill?
Well, I mean,
Death.
I mean, the rider at the parking garage was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Is that the guy in the elevator who
Yeah.
heard the
Yeah.
music come down?
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
That was the first one too, wasn't it?
No.
No?
That was the
They hit
second
you
one because the
hard.
first guy
Second.
blew up with the letter, right?
No.
Oh, no,
was
he
injured.
lived.
He was injured.
He was injured by the
Yeah.
letter.
Yeah. But
Oh,
Someone's-
I just saw a picture of the elevator. Whoops.
Oh yeah, some of the logic in this movie is so bad. So she like gets a.
It wouldn't be a horror movie with that bad logic.
I swear, like she gets like a fan letter, fan letter, like this, like flat. But like her producer or something opens it and it blows up.
Oh, that works.
And then they're like, no, don't worry about it. We're not gonna try to track this down or anything like that. And they just kind of move on with life.
Yeah.
So assassination attempt and just act like it didn't happen.
Yeah, basically. I'm like, okay.
Man, those paper bombs.
And I'm like, how do you put a bomb in it?
I feel like the most disturbing kill for me was pizza delivery.
Yeah, okay, that was pretty
Because
gruesome.
you saw everything.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
What, they didn't tip the man or something? What happened to him?
Oh no, she tips him.
Yeah.
Whew.
Well, I hope he's
Stay away from ice picks.
Jesus Christ. Well, I've been scrolling through pictures of these scenes, which I don't know if it's a good idea or not.
Probably
but okay,
Probably
I'm gonna
not.
stop. I'm gonna stop. But I haven't seen an ice pick yet.
Yeah, with Perfect Blue, do you guys want to, I don't know, get some shout outs to some horror animes that you guys liked?
Oh. Alia.
What? I think anybody who listens to this podcast is probably going to be sick of hearing me say that I liked Evangelion, but Evangelion was pretty cool. Towards the end, like the end of Evangelion, like
Yeah.
the actual movies, not necessarily the series. But Promised Neverland to a certain extent.
Wait a minute.
It's pretty cool as a horror. Well, not really, kind of horror. There
Yeah.
are horror movies out there like that has horror aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, no. Why can't I hear myself?
Get closer.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
still,
you are.
yeah, you're still here.
All right. I think I will shout out Devilman or Devilman Crybaby. That's the new one. The new and cool one.
Oh, you saw. Wait.
I'm kidding.
No. I had no idea that some people felt that kind of way about it.
I don't feel that way. I've only seen the new one. All right.
Funny joke.
Joke.
Insert funny joke here.
Also, a rather unknown series.
Yeah.
Mononoke is a collection of Japanese horror stories that, with this very particular art style, it's almost like a Japanese painting, like an ancient Japanese painting.
Yeah.
It's pretty spooky.
What is this called?
Mononoke,
Like Princess Mononoke.
but without the princess.
Ooh.
Also, ReZero. That's pretty cool. One of the only isekais that I actually like. I didn't say that. But yeah, it's kind of a horror in the sense that
Kind of.
in the sense that pain and suffering and death and death and death and death and death.
I mean, I guess if Happy Death Day is horror, then ReZero
We don't
would be
talk about
horror.
that movie.
You don't think Happy Death Day was good?
We don't talk about that movie.
Wow. All right.
All right.
Tune into the next podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna not talk about that movie in the
Yeah.
next podcast.
I'll shout out another. It's pretty good. It's like mystery yet scary. There's like some spiritual stuff in it too. It's violent. It's all the things. It's really good. I check it out. I might rewatch it actually.
Also,
What is it?
read.
So
oh,
it's about, I don't
Go
even
ahead,
really know how to
go
describe it.
ahead.
I mean, like, it's like
Yeah,
this
alright.
kid comes to this new school or something like that, like a lot of anime, right? And then like for some reason, all of his classmates are ignoring this one girl in his class who's like really creepy looking.
Oh, God.
And so it's about him learning the relationship and uncovering this curse that's over their school, basically.
Okay, but what was it called?
Another.
Another.
I missed the name too.
Yeah.
Oh, did I not say
I
it?
don't think
That's
you
what
said the name.
That's what I said.
I
What
thought
is
you
it?
said-
And
Oh
then
my
you
God.
started talking, and I was like,
I think you just said
but what is
another.
it?
Yeah, maybe. I think.
Oh, yeah, no, that was the name of the show.
Another.
Yeah.
Another.
So check that out. It's like, standard anime size, like 13 episodes.
Yeah. Also, read Junji Ito. He's made a lot of good horror manga,
Pretty
and he is having one of his most popular manga, Uzumaki, developed into an anime coming soon on Toonami.
Yeah.
I think I've seen the trailer for that. Yep, I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah,
And
it was really cool.
It was beautiful.
Like, I don't think I've seen an anime in black and white like that.
That's what made it so crispy and so beautiful. It was.
What's it called?
Uzumaki.
Uzumaki. Not Naruto?
I thought
No.
the same thing.
Oh, holy frick! I'm watching that later. Not now.
All right, well, thank you for this little diatribe into horror and anime featuring Perfect Blue. Have a nice Halloween, and wherever you are, stay safe, eat candy,
Check
subscribe.
for razors. Check for razors, please.
Yeah, check for guns in your candy.
People be throwing.
Maybe some contraband. You never know.
Oh Lord. Okay. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share it to your friends, comment whatever your favorite horror anime is, and maybe we'll talk about it another time on Fig Bellas. Thank you. Love you. See you next time.
Hey.